Alright everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's deck profile is a little different. I had a community member reach out to me and ask me for some assistance on their Donatello deck. It just happens to be that I'm technically playing Donatello at a case event this week. And yeah, I guess I kind of just would like to just help the person out, and we'll take a look at the deck. And then my deck profile for Donatello comes out a couple days from this. Um, I'm not just gonna just throw out my deck profile and just say, hey, you should just play this. We're gonna take their deck and then kind of massage it and work it around, and just give some thoughts on the deck personally. So it looks like, for one, they're playing like a 30, a third, so like a 20-20 split, but they're playing 20 attacks, 19 assets, and 21 foundations. I don't think you need this many assets. The first thing that jumps out to me is the amount of assets, right? Like, they don't help you pass checks. Sure, like if you build like 5 or 6 foundations, if you build like 3 and 3 and then you go in, there's just no way to defend yourself, in my opinion. Um, so like, I honestly would like these assets here. I would probably cut, like, we'll cut Pizza Story because I don't think this card's very good. Pro Hero Ranking's not very good. I think we cut this too. It just gets you extra damage, and you don't need damage. We're Donatello. Like, we get a bunch of damage, so what we need is like anti-mutant neutralizer. Like, these are actually not too. Soup's okay, but it doesn't pass checks. So we're just gonna cut Soup as well. And that lends us to 11 assets, which is fine, which is actually not too bad. We'll find some other assets, but I do like Donnie's Bow Staff to be played at a 3x because it is like a 0 diff for the most part. Um, like playing we're not Mimic, right? We don't get to pass checks. Like, he doesn't say that. So Mimic gets to play this really weird game where you get to play a third attacks, third assets, and a third foundations or less, because he gets to commit one asset every check to help pass that check. So yeah, Donatello doesn't. So I think we really lean into, like, we want to build foundations, we want to build some defense, because Donatello is all the offense we need. Eventually, we will hit them. Like, we'll play enough attacks where we're just going to end up hitting them, right? So, and then we'll chunk them for big numbers. So, I think we just go ahead and take a look at the assets real quick. On standard, void with good, and then let me make sure this pops up okay. No, it does not. It looks like crap, but whatever. So here, we'll do this. Maybe this will help. That look better? Nope, it doesn't look good at all. So what we'll do is we'll just yeah, whatever, man. So we'll go ahead and go through it. So anti-mutant neutralizer, we don't need that. We don't need that. I'm a big fan of the military airship at a 1x. Treasure chest. Oh, Cabal's Ruin needs to be in the deck too, because Cabal's Ruin is really good in this character. We are an inventor, so it gives us some defense. Tattered Costume we got. Golden Death, Knots Flask. Cape of No Return, I believe, needs to be in the deck as well, because we get to block with it and build it in mid-turn. Ein's a cool one, but I don't think we, like, yeah, I don't think so. So let's go back to Donatello. All right, so we got 12 assets. We got 2 capes, 3 Donnie's Bow Staff. I think we cut a Psychic Spirit Glass down. Oops, I added those to Aaron on accident, didn't I? I added those to Aaron on accident, so we have to go back. Void. Good. Asset. And we want a military airship. And we want 2 Cabal's Ruins. I think that was it. Yes, that's it. Okay, so we got 15 assets. I think we'll play one Psychic Spirit Glass because we really don't need multiples. I mean, like, we use it for the turn that we're going to kill them, right? So they say they can't use that block or that card out of their hand. The issue is like when we block and build with it, it doesn't really do anything else, right? It just doesn't. If we block defensively, it doesn't do anything. So I think we're good with 13 assets. Like this, I would probably just add this to the board, to be honest, and then just cut it from the main board. And then play 12 assets. I think that's fine. 20 attacks is pretty good. Pizza Party at a 1x. I wonder if this is just cards that the player has. So it looks like you may have 3 Sweeping Daggers, so that's good. Disabling Jab, I'm not a big fan of it. I also don't like Technological Advantage that much. Collecting Scraps is really great. Death from Above is just weird in here. Because with we get damage equal to the attacks damage that we remove. But like all of our moves get a million damage anyways because we're Donatello. It's a 6 diff for a 6 speed move, which I don't really care for. So we're going to cut this. We're going to cut Disabling Jab because I believe there's probably better. We can play, instead of going with a bunch of 5 diffs, we're going to play a lot of 4 diffs so we can string out really, really long. We're going to cut, like Pizza Party's not bad because it technically is stun, but right now there's only one pizza card in the deck and it's going to get cut, so we're going to cut this. Alright, so we're starting out with 10 attacks because I'm cutting Technological Advantage. So I will put cards in the side that can take up slots if you need them. So I do think Collecting Scraps is pretty good here. I also think this should probably be at a 3x because we don't want to see it super early. Sweeping Dagger should be at a 4x because it's one of the best attacks in the game. Let's move on to attacks. We got Void and Good. So going out, growing up, fighting, Pizza Party, Shell Shocked. Where is it? I really like Unite in Battle and Donatello. It's a card pool response. It's just a response. After we hit them, we draw a card, and then we get to build a foundation. They're printed 4 or less. The cool thing is that we want them to play cards that they have to deal with because we get added bonuses if they hit, like Animus Shot, Unite in Battle, stuff like that. We want to be able to make them have bad days. You know, Collecting Scraps. This is just not worth the 2-check. If it had 3 on it, I'd say yes, but it's just not worth it. Disintegration, Spinning Swings are in there. Technological Advantage could go in the deck. Could go in the deck if you don't own Unite in Battles. So we'll put those on the board. I don't like Wingnut Sabotage, Backstab. Where is it? There is Throat Slitter. Here we go. Throat Slitter is a fantastic kill card. If we play that, so if we tax their hand enough, they may only have 1 card left, and then we slam this down. We put Donatello damage on it. The cool thing is that with the Blitz, your rival discards a card. So if they're down to 1 card, they get rid of their card, but if it says if this attack deals damage, they draw a card, but it doesn't matter if you kill them with it. So you nuke the last card in their hand, you powerful it to the moon, you add Donatello stats, and then they just die. So it's a really good kill con card to work. It's like a build your own kill card. We got Sweeping Daggers. I think Animus Shot needs to be in every deck that's on symbol, and we're going to side a 4th. This gives us it gives us hand hate. It gives us backup hate. It's a breaker 1 low block. Moving on. Bullet Kick, Smoke Screen. Nope, none of the Titan attacks. We hate Titan attacks. Except for female Titan attacks. That card's cool. Try Grab Beam. We're going to play that at a 3x because that goes into the hand rip scenario. Rupture Drivers. Some Throw Hate. Oh. Blue Flame Surge is really good throw hate, so I'll put that in the board. Plus, it's a 3-diff move that we can just add a bunch of damage onto it. Double Fist, Tornado Fist, Wind Barrier. A Dimensional Sphere is also very good throw hate if we want it. Oops. I do want to add Rewind Throttle to this deck. I think Ice Sword Execution is great. I think it's good, but like 5 diff, check a 3, it's not really great. I don't know. It probably goes in the board at most, but let's see here. No, we're not. Nope. Nope. Plummeting Punch, Rejuve. There it is. Rewind Throttle. We'll put Rewind Throttle in at 3x. So discard Rewind Throttle gives you a bit of board control. So we discard a card from our hand, we commit a Rival Foundation, and then we get to replace that card we discarded. So it's a really good piece. It's a 5 base speed too, which is really nice for Donatello, since Donatello is not keyword locked. I think that might be it, because a lot of this stuff I'm not feeling it. And that's set 3. So all right, let's go. Let's get into the deck again. So we got 24 attacks. We have to cut some somewhere. I think it's Rewind Throttle. But I like it. But I actually like that card a lot. So maybe think about that. So we got 3 Spinning String, 3 Collecting Scraps. Let's swap these, I think. Fun fact, this is pretty much my attack lineup for my deck. I really like this lineup a lot, but I do think like you could probably play 2 United in Battles and 4 Collecting Scraps, because this card is actually very, very important, because you want to be able to see your assets. This gets them back for you. So, and then in the board, Technological Vantage could go in place of United in Battle. I would always carry a 4th Animus Shot in your board. Also, Throw Hate. Blue Flame Surge and Dimensional Sphere are great pieces of throw hate. So this is where I want to throw cards that you could play. And then this is the deck up here that will have it set up. So 0 diffs. We have none. So I'm not a big fan of this because you only have 1 pizza card. So you have to have 2 of these, and you have no other extra ways to get pizza cards. So I would cut these for cards that actually do stuff. 0 there. Brotherly Love, we're going to keep that as a 4x because it's treated as an asset. I like pass through walls, but not as a 3 of. I like a 2 and a 1 split. Mostly because not every deck runs assets, and not every deck has breaker, but you may need them at some point. Moment of Normalcy is really good as a 1 main, 1 side, but you can keep it 2 there. Extra Supplies and Code Edits. This is like, I think this is a little overbaked on the 3 diffs. Sure, they could get treated as assets, but since we're going to be able to build out more foundations, we're going to have some decent, we're going to try to fit in more foundations, and you have a decent amount of assets that you can play and build. You may not need this many. I would actually like to see Extra Supplies as a 3, and then Code Edits as a 2, and then Sighted Third Code Edits, and then you can just slot the 3rd piece in over this, so 5 3 diffs, so not too terrible. Won't hurt our build curve too much, but we do want some more 0s and some more, we definitely want some 0s, and we definitely want some 2s, because this obviously is not a legal deck. So we're going to go digging for some cards. Unfortunately, the best 0 diff on Void is Botan's Coaching, and it's like $21 right now, unfortunately. But it does give you some hand fixing. You can play, I would definitely play 3 Botan's Coaching. You can play any of these other 0 diffs, like Space Terror, Hostile Introduction. Doesn't really do much, but it's there. It is a 0 diff. But Reluctant Role Model wouldn't be terrible because it's -1 damage and help you block. But I do like 3 keeping Airy safe, so playing 6 0s, because we're also playing the 3 Donatello's Bow Staff, so those kind of work out as 0s as well. Moving to 1 diffs. I like juggling with groceries in Donatello. I'm not sure if you would like to play it or not, but I'll put that there. Treasure hunting for more card digging through our deck, so that's going to be at 3x. I like Battle for Dominance in 7-handers because we do like to clear our card pool, and it's a nice low block at a +2. Incubating, 4x this card on symbol, especially when we're playing Cabal's Ruin. This card will allow you to get -2 speed on every attack for just a removal. So you remove Foundation from your discard pile and you push the button on Cabal's Ruin, and it's -2 speed on every attack, which is really good. Paying the cost unmatched master. None of this. No. No. And that's it. That's it for the ones. So let's go into the twos. Cold and calculating. No. Kamikaze. Reboot. We got Moment of Normalcy. Joining the fight. Keeping alert. Sampaguita pilot. No. Eighth wielder. No. Expression of friendship. Hopefully we're never gonna have that effect ever. Nope. 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 Triple Trouble, Rifle Arm. All right, I get to talk about Rifle Arm again. So Rifle Arm, 2/5, 3 low block, enhanced commit. This attack gets -2 speed or +2 speed, and then if it's the only attack in its owner's card pool, it gets +3 or -3 instead. So the cool thing about this card is that it's useful on both turns, yours and your rival's. So you can give yourself some speed with a copy and give your rival -speed. It's just really good for offensive pushing turns that when you can just get that incremental speed out, and it's the difference between a block or a passed block or a failed block. And also, conversely on your turn, giving -3 to your rival's first attack is super huge. It could save you checking a 3 on a 5 or whatever. So this card here definitely just goes in as a 4x. It's one of my favorite foundations in the game right now. Disarming Glance is really good in the board, coming out of the board. So is Creative Strategist. There's Mikasa, Pony. There are a few other decks just clear cards from their card pool. So it's a sideboard card, something to think about. I like playing 1x Macho Concealment in some decks. You don't have to, but it's really nice because it cancels enhances. Elasticity is really good. So if you're in a real big stun meta, like with Paul Phoenix, Elasticity owns. 1x Hacker in the board, and I like playing one in the board and one in the main. I like having that. It gives you some momentum gen if you need it, and then also yeah, there it goes. You can see it. All right. It gives you momentum gen. And then also it allows you to flip a rival asset or draw, and it lets you draw a card. So none of this. We have pass through walls, locking the building, force quirk, sluggish. I'm a big fan of a 1x Web of Blades in almost every deck that can play it on symbol. And the rest of that's there. So let's go to the deck. It's 90 cards currently. So currently we are looking at 36 plus 23 is 57, I believe. No, 69, right? 69? Oh yeah, that's my bad. My math is off. So we want to cut 3 cards. So I think we cut an extra supplies. And we side 2. Because I want to get to like 60, 3 more cards. Yes. We'll cut this down to 1. And I think we just cut this down to 1. All right, so I got 66 cards. We have the block spread. Can we see that? Nope, we cannot see that. Let me move this up. Drop this down, and then let me move this up, drop this down. Whoop, there we go. We got the block spread at 19, 29, 18. We have a deck stability of 191, which doesn't really matter altogether. But we are running 21 attacks, 33 foundations, 12 assets. I'm a big fan of this number right here because you really don't need to pile on all of the assets with Donatello because he can't use them to pass checks like Mimic. So we got to play somewhat of a regular asset game. But with our foundation base, we should be able to build pretty good on turn one. We got 9 zeros, including 6 foundations, 3 Donnie's bows. Got an incubating. We got some really powerful one diffs and incubating, battle for dominance, and treasure hunting. Brotherly Glove is just there for the 6 check and counts as an asset. Weapon Blades is really good to protect our speed and damage. Pass through walls stops stops breaker abilities and stops assets. Hacker stops assets. We got a lot of asset hate. We got some foundation hate. Rifle arm for speed hate and speed pump. Moment of normalcy for resets. And then we got our 3 diffs. So this is what I would take. This is what I would say, like the max, not max rarity, but like the highest ceiling currently for Donatello as of September 7th. Yeah. So again, in the sideboard, these are just cards that I would think about playing. Like Technological Advantage is a good swap out for a United in battle. And then we have some throw hate. We got some extra 3 diffs. Like you have to pare this down to 10, obviously, which it's not difficult because if you're, I would probably just leave Hacker out. So let's just trim this sideboard down. So let's get rid of Hacker. Let's get rid of Psychic Spirit Glass. Let's get rid of this pass-through walls. Actually, let's leave the one pass-through walls. So we can get rid of this guy. We'll take Dimensional Sphere as our throw hate because it's also Falling Titans hate. Let's see here. We got 4 cards to cut. We can cut this cut. We can cut Juggling for Groceries because we have plenty of speed hate. And I think Disarming Glance is actually better than Creative Strategist, so we'll cut those. And we got our sideboard. So this is for backup decks. This is for decks that care about keywords and replaying attacks out of their card pool and throws. Again, assets and breaker. Code edits is to stop blitzes. Disarming Glance stops people who likes to add cards from their hands. And it hits characters as well. So Porco, Pony, Mikasa. We got stun hate, and we got an extra supplies in case we need to side in something to help us commit our foundations as assets. So, and I see that's what he was doing. See what they were doing in the old version of the deck that that they were maxing out 4 of those, and they just use assets to help pass checks. But eventually, you'll run out of that, and you will die. This is just a much more consistent, concise focus deck instead of just trying to use all these assets to help pass checks, which is, yeah, I know that's just my opinion. So this will be linked in the description box of the video. Also, I'll have a folder for Deck Doctors. If you are interested in submitting a deck and getting my opinion, please email the channel. The email will be in the description box below. And I hope to hear from you. And let me know if you guys want to see more of this content, because it's kind of a nice exercise. It helps me out as a player, as a deck builder, to help other people. So that's all I got. So again, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit those bells for notifications so you don't miss a video. And until the next one, take care.